Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound.
My back's killing me. And I think I'm getting sick. Thumbs up. All links. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock trading. There we go. I'll wait for everybody to join. Then I gotta check out my setup. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Do I have anybody? Every morning Rosa. Sound of the trading bell, my heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading. Morning, Bot Nathan. Morning, Jacob. I think I'm going to do a quick one today. Morning, Harold. I'm going to get over to it. There we go. We're going to just come over here. Good morning. Morning, Chris. It's a rainy morning here in Atlanta. Gray. I went out to dinner last night. And went to Kevin Rathbun's Steakhouse. It's really good steak. I mean, it's really, really good. So, Chris, I thought you, for some reason, I thought you were in a flyover state. What state are you in? That tropical storm is no joke, though. I mean, I saw some of the waves. I'm a wave guy, and Penny, I love you, but come on. I'm gonna get rid of that one. I'm going to do that one. And get rid of that one. I actually want that one. Okay. I want this alert. That's right, you're up in Connecticut. You guys got, I think the tail actually came up there. I know my parents had like a warning, a flood warning or something. By the way, for some reason, Roblox is up like 2%. Oh, you got to keep that that pool. You got to keep that pool shocked for that party. I get this. Remove this segment. The cues, the 4 hour got you out. I didn't get out, but Narragansett. I just sent the kid that I did the YouTube video with, Matt. He just got married. I sent him a gift, and he sent me a photo of. He posted a photo of his dad. You know what? It's public. I think I can go out there. His dad looks so happy. And again, his dad is more my age than I'm his age. But Let's see, where's Matt? There he is. He just posted. That's Matt and his lovely bride. And where's his dad? I guess he posted it in his story. That's Frank. His dad looks so happy. I guess his dad was his best man. But great family. I think they're in Rhode Island. I think he got married in Rhode Island, if I'm not mistaken. I'm looking forward to. Good morning, Jennifer, Carrie, T-Drift. I'm looking forward to some leaves. In fact, I was looking at Tour Championship. It's here. The golf tournament is this weekend. Is here in Atlanta, and I was looking at going. I think I could have gotten tickets to the practice round on Wednesday for like $40, and I was thinking, let me just go walk the course. It is gonna rain here this weekend, and the tickets are like $150. But my buddy lives near there, so I could park at his house. So I don't know. Carl from Caddyshack. Okay, I'm not going to do scans again because, I mean, it's just all about Powell. If you haven't heard about the Cracker Barrel controversy, there's only one person that can save Cracker Barrel, and we know who that is. So I'll kind of end the podcast with a little joke there because I think this is effing ridiculous, to be honest with you. I read a great article from Ben Carlson, who you guys know I love. This guy's great. And it's just all about tripling your net worth in the next 5 years. And it's not about investing. It's about savings. Now, this is great from JC. Trump, and this came out a couple of days ago. Trump snapped up $100 million in bonds. Now, for a billionaire, $100 million is not a lot. But he doesn't buy bonds. This fucker doesn't buy bonds. You think rates are going up? I mean, we'll go over that one. We are going to go over 5 stocks, 5 AI stocks to buy and hold for the next 10 years. I don't think they're going to shock anybody. I don't think there's anything in here that, people shouldn't have in their portfolio. Doesn't shock me that, maybe people don't have it in their portfolio, but those 5 stocks we'll go over. One of the pullbacks that I think is beneficiary, and I still haven't taken advantage of it, and I probably will regret this, is Hood. This was 80% last week, by the way. Last week, 80% chance that the Fed was going to cut. It's now down to 57%. 57%. So what the rate cut means, again, we haven't cut rates since last September, so this is, Sidekick is so cool. We'll go over kind of everything, and that's going to be the whole show. It's going to be a short, sweet, good one today, hopefully. Because more people listen to the Friday one. I'd be better off not doing episodes every day, because typically what happens is everybody listens to the Friday one because they have all weekend, or they're doing their exercise, or they're doing their lawns on the weekend. But the Friday one's always super popular. Whenever I get an email from Spotfiy of, hey, here's your top episodes from last month, and it's always Friday episodes. So Okay. I don't know if you can hear my back cracking, but good God. Literally sounds like somebody breaking down boxes. That's what the way my back sounds right now when I do that. Okay, let me go ahead and I'm going to hit record. Good morning. It is Friday, August 22nd. Your boy's in a mood today. So if I go off on a tangent, I apologize. I went out last night. Anybody that knows me knows that if I go out, and it's not like I went out drinking, I went out to a steakhouse, Keith Rathbun's Steakhouse, which, by the way, if you're in Atlanta, it is one of the best steaks around. But you will pay a lot of money. And yes, it was expensive last night. I don't drink. I had a steak. I had a dessert. I had lobster mac and cheese. It was great, but I also feel like I'm getting sick because I got caught in the rainstorm last night. So it is what it is. Friday's a total recap show. I was just going off on how Friday shows are so popular. Everybody listens to the Friday show. But you have Powell today. So we're going to go over all of this stuff, what we're going to expect. We're going to go over what does Polymarket say about September, because last week it was 80%. You'd be a little shocked at what the percentage is now. Robinhood. I'll go over that one. I'll go over 5 AI stocks that I think you should buy and hold for the next 10 years and why. And we'll give you some options. We'll give you some options in there. Then we're going to give you some of the earnings next week. Then I'll kind of go into stuff. And one newsletter that I read last night from Ben Carlson, he's great. And it says, hey, if you want to double your net worth within the next 5 years, it's not really about investing. It's really about saving. So we'll kind of go over that. Where are we on the Qs? Well, you still have the upward trend. It's still intact, anchored at the COVID lows and going through there. And you can see we hit a ton of spots. It still hasn't broken down. You're still near all-time highs. It's not crazy. We've had a down week and the news is telling you, oh my God, this is hard. It's not. It's not, and that was what yesterday's show was about. If you're worried about it, go and look at the newsletter from yesterday. This one, Portfolio Pain. Okay, well, no, I don't think that's the last one that I did. This is the last one I did. Market Pullback Playbook. Survive QQQ and VOO volatility. It's not that bad. It really isn't that bad. So go and read that newsletter. Again, the newsletter is free. You can get all your links here on Linktree, linktr.ee/daily stock pick. It's on, literally, look at the video. 90% of you watch the video. It is on the screen. So when you ask me where can I go to get the links, that's it. So let's go over kind of it's Recap Friday. What are we looking at? We're just looking at, we still have confirmation on the weekly. You're still stretched on the MACD on the weekly. You're still stretched on the RSI on the weekly. We haven't gone down. The weekly candle is down 2.2%. But you know what? You're only back to where you were at the end of July. Is that bad? Well, let's look at last year. Last year at this time, at the end of July, you were at, the low 444 on the Qs. And then you took a dip the first week in August. We haven't seen that dip. That was the Japan unwind trade. And by the way, if you're looking at the screen, go and look at the chart that I'll post, this weekly chart in the newsletter. It touched the trend line. It touched the trend line. We're not even close to that trend line. We're above that. So quit your complaining, quit your crying, and understand we are up. When you pull back, this is part of the normal process. But today you have Powell's speech. And you know there's going to be, here's the thing. We're going to, again, what makes Sidekick different? It can see your charts and mark them up for you. And this is Trendspider Sidekick. And here's where the Powell speech happened for the last, 7 years? Again, it's Jackson Hole. Jackson Hole, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. Volatility happens, and it typically happens. What did we do? We went down. 2018, what did we do in 2019? We went down. That was right before COVID. This is a weekly chart. What did we do in 2020? We went down. What did we do in 2021? We went down. By the way, this 2019, I'm sorry, that wasn't COVID. That was the first tariff war. And then you had COVID. And then 2022, you went down. 2023, you went down. 2024, you went down before you went up. But no matter when you bought, you're still up today. If you bought in 2018, you're doing great. If you bought in 2019, you're doing great. If you bought 2020, you're doing great. If you bought those indexes, you're doing great. So what's today going to look like? It's going to look volatile. Here you go. 9 a.m. Trump will say to reporters, he's not watching Powell's speech. He's not going to listen to that speech. 10 a.m. Powell starts speaking. Okay. At the same time, some TV in the White House is going to be turned on, and all of a sudden, Trump is watching CNBC. 10:01, Trump puts out on Truth Social how Powell should be fired, and he's making up some dumb name from 10:02. Powell continues to speak. 10:05, CNBC puts up Trump's Truth Social post about how Powell is speaking and Powell is dumb. 10:10. By now, the market's moved 10% either way. Maybe, probably 2%, not 10%. That might be an overreaction. But 10:20, Powell knows by the audience reaction that Trump has tweeted about him, but he continues to speak. It's just going to be volatile. And by 10:30, I'm at the gym. I'm exhausted by it. I'm at the gym. But again, what can you expect from the weekly chart? Well, the weekly chart shows you we're up there. So if he doesn't mention rate cuts, and by the way, he very well might not, but the market has that priced in. So what do you want to do? You want to take advantage of that. We're in a buy the dip market. And is it going to work out for you for the next month? I don't know. The market doesn't know. The market will decide in real time. But the reality of it is, it's still good. And when you look at the numbers, 9-month wait for the Fed cut could lead to a rally in the S&P. So Ryan Dietrich, Chief Marketing Strategy at Carson Group, who we watch all the time. I look at his Twitter. He says, turns out long waits between rate cuts can be quite bullish. S&P higher a year later, 10 out of 11 times. So again, what happens when you wait between rate cuts? It's a good thing. And are we going to get the rate cut? We had one last September, but this was 80% last week likely that we would get a rate cut. It has tanked down. The likelihood of no change has gone up to 39%. The likelihood of a cut of 25 basis points is 57%. Now, this doesn't really matter unless you're actually betting. The direction of the market, you've seen the trend lines, you've seen where it goes. Okay? It's good. Now, let me give you a little look at one of the stocks that I think you should be looking at, and it's Hood. The average Robinhood account size, it's said to be $4,000 with a medium account size of $240. That's tiny. Chris Camillo says it's a bit larger if you view this figure as a negative. You're missing the big picture, and you are. The tailwind for Hood is the massive at its young account age. Okay, the average user is super young, and the average user will be inheriting their parents' portfolios, and that will grow that size, and over time it will grow. That's what you're missing. And you see a super aggressive management team who's out there building a platform that people want. Now, I'm not a big fan of Robinhood. I have a Robinhood account. I signed up for a Robinhood account. I don't like it at all. I am 55 years old. I don't like the Fidelity app. The app that I like is Webull. And again, you can sign up for Webull down here. I put $1,000 into Webull. I will pull up my account right now. It's mostly Bitcoin, through IBIT, and it's Apple, Google, NVDA, Spotfiy, and Tesla. That's it. And I put $1,000 in there. It's $13,000 now. Every now and then, in fact, maybe later, I might buy a triple leverage ETF. I like that kind of stuff. But again, Webull, you can sign up for it and get free stocks on Linktree. But Robinhood is where the money's at. And I like it. And FYI, if you bought it at 120, okay, say you were the person that said, you know what, this has gotten away from me, and you weren't patient. I still don't own this. And yes, I want it under $100, but I still don't own this. And the only identifying mark that I looked at was the previous all-time high that provided some resistance right there in May at 65. Should I have bought it $40 here in April? Absolutely. This would have been a better buy than Goldman Sachs, would have been better buy than Meta that I bought, would have been better than VOO that I bought, would have been better than QQQ that I bought. Because this one got all the way up to $120. That is tripling from 40. I didn't have a stock that tripled. This was one of the big movers, and I'm a big fan of it. But let me today, if I had to choose 5 stocks, 5 AI stocks specifically to buy and hold, what would I choose? It's not hard. I mean, you're building a portfolio of 5 stocks. So the first one, this is a no-brainer. It's the NASDAQ 100, QQQ. You want to know why? QQQ has a history of being the best way to enjoy a tech run. It absolutely is. There's no reason to change that. QQQ had NVIDIA in 2001. This is a straight up, just again, you're on that pattern. Look at it. This is an ETF, and again, it's the NASDAQ 100. So your winners will be in this. Next, Google. I like Google. We'll go and look at it. Look at this one. Do you want to buy it at $200 today? I don't think that's a bad buy. Look at the trend. If we just put a trend line in here and look at this, and we say, okay, from this one, we're just going to do a trend line. This is how Trendspider makes it easy. I can't do different points on this. I can just put it at one point, and I want to put it where it touches the most lines. There you go. You're in an upward trend. You're not in this downward trend of 2022. Even though it's sideways, you're still in an upward trend when you anchor it at the 2022 lows. Okay, even if you were to go back here to COVID, you're still in an upward trend. That's what you want to do. Put in the trend line. There's no doubt in my mind. And if we go over here to Seeking Alpha and we look at some of the fundamentals of Google, it's a valuation of D, but again, the S&P today is trading at 24 times forward earnings. This is trading at 20 times forward earnings. They will be a winner, and the business is so well diversified that I don't mind buying and holding this one. Again, this is for 10 years. There will be competitors. The street is worried about search revenue. It will fall, but it doesn't trade very expensive. And the growth is still impressive, okay? 13% revenue growth year over year, 26% EBITDA growth. It is great. By the way, they have an entire Netflix business in the ecosystem with YouTube. And YouTube drives their AI because they can train their AI. Plus, their AI runs on Tensor chips. It's Google's own chips. And it's been shown that when you focus those chips, AI actually works better. It gives you better answers. So I like Google. Again, you can analyze it with AI. You can look at all the ratings. Wall Street, they think it's worth 8% upside, $217. Now, is this going to continue to go that way? It's a $2.4 trillion company. Remember, NVIDIA is the only $4 trillion company today. So this one would have to double to get to $4 trillion. Is the market going to push it up there? Probably not in the next year. It's probably not going to double, but the next 10 years, I'm balancing risk reward. And FYI, Google just signed a $10 billion cloud deal with Meta. Okay? That means Google is getting $10 billion from Meta for their cloud because Meta can't build their data centers fast enough. They need the hyperscalers to do this. That's additional revenue for Google. Now, it's a drop in the pan because this makes $371 million per quarter. Okay? $10 billion over that amount of time. It's not going to move the needle, but it helps. And I'm sure there are 100% ways to get around that. The next AI company that I think you should invest in for the next 10 years is NVIDIA. They are dominant today. Will they continue to dominate? I think so. But again, we just looked at the market cap of Google, the market cap of NVIDIA. If I can type it in, it's 4.27 trillion. Do I think it can get to 8 trillion? I don't think so, but I didn't think it could get to 4 trillion. Now, I hold this one. I buy and hold this one. The valuation, crazy. But again, the valuation hasn't mattered for a long time, and it's cheaper than it's been. And when you look at a weekly chart of this one, you're still in an upward trend. Even if you were to pull back to this 140 level, you're still in an upward trend. Now, it's stretched. I get it. But remember, we're going over the next 10 years. Okay? And I don't know. Maybe AMD is a better buy because AMD is actually cheaper. And maybe they catch up. AMD has a market cap of $265 billion. So it's not even $1 trillion company yet. Maybe AMD does something like that and catches up to NVIDIA and takes some market share. And this actual stock outperforms because they're smaller. And again, don't put it past Lisa Su. She is a genius at this stuff as well. So the amount of capital spending that's happening right now, it's going to NVIDIA. And AMD is getting some scraps. But maybe AMD might be the better one. Again, choose your poison. And maybe you don't have to choose because BlackRock's favorite or best performing ETF over the last decade is SOXX. And the largest holdings, AMD is actually the largest holding. NVIDIA, Broadcom, Qualcomm, and Texas Instruments. Maybe that's the way you want to go. Again, ETFs can provide you a very good 10-year return. Is it going to outperform the best performer in the ETF? No. But it's going to provide you some great risk reward. So SOXX or SMH, go and do your research. Find out which one you like. Find out which one performs better. Find out if there's an ETF that fits you better. But maybe that's it. And maybe when chips, come around, maybe you don't want to invest in the actual designers of the chips. Maybe you want to invest in the actual manufacturer of the chips. And that's Taiwan Semi. NVIDIA's CEO, Jensen Huang, just says buying Taiwan Semi stock is very smart. I think TSM is one of the greatest companies in the history of humanity, and anybody who wants to buy TMC stock is a very smart person. That's from Jensen Huang. And when asked, I think a month ago, he said, what do you think? The reporter asked, what do you think of Taiwan Semi raising their prices? He said, I don't care. We're going to pay whatever we need to get the chips made. And Taiwan Semi is the only one that can do that. And again, if you want to invest in the U.S., it's Intel. But Taiwan Semi is a strong buy in the quant, and it's because the valuation isn't crazy. We looked at NVIDIA at 45 times forward earnings. This one's trading at 23 times forward earnings. And again, all the money that goes to NVIDIA, NVIDIA then pays to Taiwan Semi to produce these chips. So again, I'm choosing NVIDIA in my 5. But there's a lot of alternatives just in this tree branch of AI and chips. You can do an ETF, you can do a single company, or you can do a bunch of them. Okay? Maybe NVIDIA, in the short term, it makes sense to buy NVIDIA and then get rid of it. Since all of the money is now coming into NVIDIA, They cruise into AI pole position ahead of Q2 earnings. And this is what to expect. Their earnings are next week. The next stock that I think you should buy and hold for the next is Meta. Zuck is spending on AI. This is one that I bought there, back there, and it's up 50% since then. I've made a good amount of money, and I went in 6 figures in this one. And the reason is Zuck is a founder. He's building an AI dream team. I'm not sure if it's going to work out. Okay? I'm not 100% sure if this one's going to work out. But the amount of cash that they pull off, remember, they are paying Google $10 billion for their AI. They are actually a competitor of Google because search and advertising, that's Meta. It puts off so much cash that he's able to build this dream team without worrying about money. And they still haven't monetized their biggest asset yet, which is WhatsApp. They built a Twitter in Threads in 3 weeks to take it on when Elon bought it. And now Threads is doing well. It's monetized. It's not as good as Twitter. I'm not even on Threads. But for people that hate Elon and wanted an alternative, they built it. They built it in a matter of weeks. That's a company that is nimble and founder-led. And then you have this. Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg discussed the potential of financing OpenAI takeover bid. They were talking about buying out OpenAI. Again, Zuck is laser focused. If you want an AI play, it's Meta. And if we look at a weekly chart, because again, long term, we're in an upward trend. Okay, Jim Cramer is not going on air and crying about Meta anymore. And you want another one? Microsoft. Microsoft, they own OpenAI. They're integrating everything. It's a diversified a company where they've got their Windows stuff, they've got the AI stuff, they've got the cloud stuff, they've got Xbox. It's diversified. If OpenAI is a winner in AI, Microsoft will be a winner. They own OpenAI. Okay? If OpenAI wins and ChatGPT right now is the leading platform, Microsoft wins. And is it cheap? No, none of these are cheap. And Microsoft, can it go from a $3.75 trillion to an $8 trillion company? Probably not. But I like this one. Again, I am a large cap tech investor. And so understand, I think big continues to get bigger. I could be completely wrong. Anybody that tells you to buy and hold a small cap stock for 10 years, they may be right, they may be wrong. I may be wrong. Are these the greatest gainers in the AI? No. They most likely will not be. That most likely will come from small caps. Those come with risk. At 55 years old, I'm more than willing to sit and get a 5-10% yearly gain out of some of these companies. So no way these are the way to take you from $1 million from $100 to $1 million in 10 years. But the risk reward for me as a 55-year-old investor makes it attractive for me to buy and hold these 5 stocks. If you've got other ones, then go and get them. But one thing I can guarantee you, the biggest gainers in AI will be included in QQQ. That's why it's the number one that I suggest. Remember, NVIDIA was part of QQQ in 2001. Let's just go back and we'll go monthly. If you had the foresight, okay, in 2001 to buy NVIDIA at 13 cents, good for you. I didn't. This was basically a video game card in a PC. I didn't believe in it. I didn't buy it. I only got into NVIDIA in 2023 at about $20. Doesn't mean you have to be super early, but the Qs were. QQQ had NVIDIA in 2001. NVIDIA is reporting earnings next week. This is going to be a big earnings. This will run the stock market. So this week we have J. Powell. If this one pulls back and then they report a bad number, holy shit, expect under 100 again. And if it goes under 100, I am buying the dip. CrowdStrike. This one. I trimmed this one at 470, okay? Got up to 500. Was I upset when it got to 500? No, I trimmed half my position right before their earnings. And I was on Spaces taking shit from everybody. You can't play stocks like that. Well, yes, I can. I took half my position off. The rest of my position is sitting there. I am going to buy back in. I am probably taking money out of Palo Alto, which has underperformed, and putting it into this. But I don't want to put it in until I see the earnings. Snowflake. This is software, okay? And I've said this many times before. This is the trading range that it's in. Is it going to put up this as support? Software hasn't done well this time. So is it going to pull back down to 150? If it does, I'm going to buy it because it's going to pump back up to 200. That company is super expensive, super expensive. We've got Dell reporting next week. We saw what SMSCI reported. It was horrible. 4-hour algorithm has you out. Okay, it almost makes as much as buy and hold. It wins 52% of the time on 23 positions. Do you want this one? I've gotten out of this one. I haven't looked back. Affirm, which will tell you how the consumer's doing. This one regularly pumps 40%. 4-hour algorithm got you out at 8.5%. I'm not willing to buy this one unless the 4-hour algorithm tells me because I want some protection. Over 2 years, it makes me 237% with 25 positions. I'm fine with that. I don't want to buy and hold, even though buy and hold makes you more money. We have IREN. I gave this one to the paid subscribers of the newsletter as one that I bought. Where did I buy it? Below where it is today. I like this one, and I gave the paid subscribers the reason why I bought this one. They have earnings next week. I gave the full description. We have Webull, which I just went over. Okay, Robinhood, I don't like. I like Webull. But do I like this one? That was a SPAC? Not really. But they could pump on earnings. We have Abercrombie & Finch, a former alpha pick, which, by the way, has not seen great days. But the 4-hour algorithm just got you in with an 18% gain. Is it going to pump back up there to that resistance of 134? Where does that come from? Well, it comes from the previous resistance way back here in 2024, where it pumped up there. And then as it pulled back, that was support. So does it get back up there? Maybe. It's one to watch out. And then one that I saw that was super interesting is Williams-Sonoma. Now, the 4-hour algorithm got you out. 4-hour algorithm makes you half of what buy and hold does. It wins 44% of the time on 25 positions. So I like it. 12 wins out of out of 25. You have 13 losses. Average win 14.63%. If you can get in the right one, it looks good. Now, you just had this golden cross, which gave you a nice 10% gain when you bought it down there at 177. We know that the consumer is stretched, but we also know the upper level consumer is doing really well. And I'll argue, if you pull up this weekly chart and you just pull up and put a line across this at 150, that's your support. Look, it's old resistance, new support. And your MACD has reset. Your RSI was reset as you hit that line. Okay, in April, did I know to buy this one at 150 and it was going to go to 190? No, there were better opportunities in the market. But I like this one. It's interesting. I'll tell you what else is interesting. Trump, this headline, Trump has bought $100 million of bonds since taking office. I mean, he's only been in office 8 months. He hasn't held bonds, but all of a sudden, he bought a bunch of bonds. And you think rates are going up? No, he's not buying bonds because rates are going up. He's going to do everything he can to bring rates down. That's why he's buying bonds. He is grifter number one. The bond market, he doesn't have total control over the bond market, but he has control. And he's buying up $100 million of bonds, not for his 4% interest. He's buying them because as rates go down and the Fed doesn't have to pay that 4 or 5% on their treasury bonds, the actual value of that 10 and 20-year bond goes up. And so he can sell the bond for a gain. And if the rates just stay where they are, he's happy with 4%. Again, $100 million to a billionaire is like taking us out to lunch. It's not a lot. But again, grifter number one, this is why I say you should be in crypto. Grifter number one is in crypto. Grifter number one is in bonds. Should you go out and buy bonds now? Probably. I'm not a bond guy. I don't know bonds. Honestly, bonds are a whole other story. But you have to look at the market and you have to understand where the pump is coming from. And again, the pump may be coming from here. And Powell may not pump the market. Now, I go over stocks every day, okay? But I will tell you, financial independence, retire early. Ben did a great thing here. And this is from Ben Carlson, tripling your net worth in 5 years. If you want to triple your net worth in 5 years, he takes numbers. And this is just facts. This isn't opinion. So he takes the numbers and runs them. You'd have to be the greatest investor of all time to triple your net worth. Time over time again. Over 5 years. You could do it in 5 years. Invest in Palantir, invest in NVIDIA, invest in those game-changing stocks, Vistra Energy, which was the S&P's top winner last year. You can invest in those and it might not triple your net worth. I will tell you, as you get to a larger portfolio, it is significantly harder to be in those larger positions. It makes you feel uncomfortable. But what his logic is here, it's not about the amount of money that you make in your investments. It's about the amount of money that you save. And that's how you triple your net worth. So I will give you that fire tip. It is about the amount of money that you save. Get a side gig. Do whatever you can do to make enough money. He suggests, hey, if you're 25 years old and you want to go live in the Philippines, go and do it because it's cheap. It's cheap to live in the Philippines. And at 25, if you make the mistake, you can always go back to your parents' house. So again, think about that stuff. Now, I'm going to leave you with this. There's a controversy going on with Cracker Barrel. Their new logo, their redesign of the stores, it's being politicized by the right. I think it's the right, the conservatives. They're saying, we like Cracker Barrel. We don't want Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel was down 7% on a freaking new logo yesterday. They haven't done anything wrong. They're just changing. It's a cleaner version of the iconic Cracker Barrel logo. And I will perfectly tell you this. I am not political. I am more left-leaning than I am right-leaning, but I'm more center of the political spectrum. And you can hate me all you want. I don't care. The reality is it's an ugly new logo. And we all know there is only one person who can save Cracker Barrel, and that's Sydney Sweeney. She saved American Eagle. She added $400 billion or some crazy number to the market cap of American Eagle. There is only one person that can save this. There's only one answer. So that's your show. It's Friday. We do expect volatility. The market's up right now in pre-market. Things are going well. QQQ is up 0.2%. It's a good day. Still don't have confirmation on that 9-day. But there's really nothing that you should do on a Friday. You should have planned for your entire week. We knew this Powell speech was coming up all week. It was a down week. Did I expect it to be down? Probably. I expected it to be flat. It's not that down. We've just seen a little pullback. Now, are we going to see it pull all the way back to this trend line? Maybe. You might see this come down to 531 today. You very well might. The market will decide. The key point is making sure that when you buy a stock, you have a plan. What's your time frame? Where are you looking out to? What's your take profit? Where's your loss, your maximum loss going to be? And I don't care if it's an ETF. I don't care what it is. Like I bought this entire time when the 4-hour algorithm was telling me to buy QQQ, I bought. Am I happy about buying at 570? No. But I did. The reason was I had a 5-year time frame on that one. Am I going to be unhappy if 5 years from now we're down at 283 on the Qs? Yeah. You damn well know I'm going to be unhappy. My ass is going back to work. But if you have any questions, again, everything here on Linktree. There's some offers here. You saw me use Trendspider. Trendspider has a great sidekick. I opened the show up with that one. Again, you get 10 sidekick messages. 10 sidekick messages per month. It's free. Go and try it out. You can get a 2-week trial for like, $10, something like that. Get the annual plan. You'll get my 4-hour algorithm. It's what I use. Then you saw me use Seeking Alpha Premium to look at the valuations of these things. This is the bundle. I steer everybody towards the bundle. Yesterday, I went over finding top stocks. Let's just go down and look at the top stock now. Put a note in, COMM. COMM at $15.39. Go and find it. Put it in there. This is one, COMM. Year to date, it's up 195%. It has been there for a while as a top stock. So it's not like, this was one, by the way, one of the top 2025 second half stocks. And in June, you could have bought this for about $7, $7.75. Say $7.75. It's at $15 right now. So that top second half stock list, get a free 7-day trial when you sign up for Seeking Alpha Premium. I steer people towards the bundle. And the reason I steer people towards the bundle is because some of those top stocks are actually in this Alpha Picks. Now, I just looked at Alpha Picks just now on my other screen. Alpha Picks to date is up 218%. I know it says 210, but this only goes up till August 14th. That's just a screenshot. But the actual Alpha Picks, it's up 218%, while the S&P is up 70%. That's three times what the S&P does. That's why I suggest the bundle, because you can trade stocks within the Alpha Picks that are winners. Use your Trendspider and go and find the winners and add to them. Use the 4-hour algorithm, add to them. And those are the tools that I use. I don't use anything that you don't see me use on this show. 100%. There's nothing out there. I use this Trendspider, I use Seeking Alpha, and I use Perplexity. That's about it. For years, I used FinViz, and I still go to FinViz. It just takes you so much time to do the research in FinViz. Seeking Alpha is a one-stop shop. And that's why I like it. It is super fantastic, saves me time. And the amount of money that I spend on this per year, because I was a paying customer before I became an affiliate, it was worth the time, the frustration, the ability to get back my time and not do all of that research. Fantastic. And if you don't want to do the research, again, QQQ and VOO and chill. So if you have any questions, hit me up. I will talk to you Monday. Have a good weekend. Brittany, bitch. Oh boy. Back is hurting me. I feel like I say the same thing over and over. I think there's about about 1,000 people that find me every day on platforms. Okay, we're gonna do this. Let me see. Yeah, I don't. Is this one? Oh, maybe that's good. That's less green. Let me see.
CrowdStrike.
Okay. Yeah, that's not bad.
Friday, August 22nd. Your boys in a...
Yeah, I think that's okay. Okay. Let's take this out. Do, do, do. Morning, Dominic. Morning, Rusty. Morning, Lisa. Camillo. Camillo, I sent you an email yesterday. Hopefully you got it. Hopefully I didn't wind up in spam. Let's go over Canva. It'll be fun today, Graham. It'll be fun. Let's see. Let's see. What might be? I really like that one for today, but I used that one yesterday. Maybe I'll use. And I can use those words on here. AI keeps telling me kind of what description of a YouTube thumbnail. Top music, top 5 smartphones. Let's go back up. I think I'm going to use this one. And then we're going to and I'm going to take that. Copy. Let's see. I think I'm going to. There we go. Okay, I like that. I'm going to take that out, that out, that out. And we're going to take him out and then copy and paste, and I can just take this. Okay. And then we're gonna get maybe this one. No, I don't like that one. Uploads. Maybe that one. Nah. This one. Let's first now we gotta ungroup all these. Okay. We'll put this and we'll just put those. And then what was the other one? I guess we'll take this out. You know what? We'll just take all of this out. I'll keep that. Ungroup. And we'll put seeking alpha. And I didn't promo a lot today. Trendspider. Let's just take that out. And we'll put uploads. We're gonna do Google. Uploads, Microsoft. Probably should have included Amazon in that list as well. Meta. Uploads, Supermicro, NVDA. NVIDIA, AMD, Why do I have two metas? Upload. I do need Taiwan Semi. I don't know why I don't have Taiwan Semi. CrowdStrike. We went over. Broadcom is one that I could have put in there. I didn't. Uploads, Micron. Let me see, what did I forget? QQQ, Google, NVIDIA, Taiwan Semi, Meta, Microsoft. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I have them in there. I don't want to put Abercrombie and Finch. Snowflake we'll put in because that gets clicks. Weeble. I can put Weeble in. Robin Hood. There we go. Okay, I'm good with that. Download. Fear and Greed Index. What's it at? Let's see. Fear and Greed Index. Greed, it's neutral. So I mean, that and the VIX and the 10-year bond at 16, and then let's see where bonds are. The 10 years at 4.3. I mean, I don't think anything's signaling me that I've got to get in or I've got to get out. There's nothing that's... The only thing that tells me that I should be getting out is the extended portion of the indicators on the weekly. And that's it. And that makes me think, okay, you know, maybe we go sideways. Wow, you track it daily. I don't look at it daily. I probably look at it about twice a month. But, you know, the reason I look at it twice a month is I'm significantly a long-term buy and hold. Less of a trader, more of a buy and hold type person. So let's select the file, desktop. The market open, the market just opened. So I'll take a look at my account. And I like this title, so we'll put this in here. We'll go back to Spotfiy and look at the episodes and copy and paste. And I know I fixed that yesterday and it's going to screw it up again. Yep, screwed it up again. Okay. Select all, copy, paste, and then let's get this. We'll upload that, and then I'm gonna go over to this. Where's my spaces? There we are. I'm on the Comet browser. Let's see what the market's doing. We'll look at the after hours. I'll leave this up. Market's just flat. I mean, nothing's moving. Can you give me a chronological bullet point summary using emojis for the Spotfiy description? There you go. End your week smarter. Listen now. Huh. I like that. There we go. Okay, let's go over to YouTube and we'll upload this one. By the way, even when you guys aren't here, I'm talking like this to myself. Hit the thumbs up button. I haven't looked at how many people are in here and haven't hit the thumbs up button, but let's see. Copy. Your description is too long. Trendspider affiliate. Seeking Alpha affiliate. Copy. Alpha picks. Seeking Alpha bundle. Copy. Bold. And then Alpha picks. Copy. Bold. Okay, description is too long, so we gotta link that, shrink that one down. I've got to get this. I'll bring you back here. And take those out. Is my description? Oh, my description is okay. Okay. We'll take this out. Upload thumbnail. Oh, I gotta. Let's go back to Spotfiy since we've got everything in there. Next. Preview ready. Thank you, Josh. I think my friends might disagree based on the dinner that I went out with last night with all the guys. I'm definitely not the genius, considered the genius of the group, even though I probably am. And I don't know if anybody's here, George, Scott, or Dan. Can you give me an optimized tag list for YouTube? It's learning. It's amazing. I don't have to tell it comma delimited. I don't have to tell it put it in a line so I can copy and paste it anymore. There's a lot of I should put Cracker Barrel in the description. Monetization on. I mean, you know, only like I do all this for YouTube. I think there's a few hundred people that listen on YouTube. It's not that many. You guys are part of the smaller crowd. It is 99.9999% listen on Spotfiy. And I think it's because they listen in their cars. Publish. Edit the ads on Spotfiy. I do load up the ads because you can get commercial free on Substack. Have a great weekend, Chris. I hope that storm doesn't affect you too much. But wow, we just popped. That's a pretty good pop. I don't know what happened, but it's a pretty good pop. Yeah, I think you told me that before, Nathan. My mail guy likes me. I make jokes with him every now and then, but man, you guys have my respect. They put you on at such a fucking time thing. I can't believe it. I mean, he told me what he has to do, and I see how hard he works. It's crazy. Two. And 2. Okay. Boom. What happened? There we go. Done. Next. Now, if I didn't have to do the newsletter, I'd be done. It's the newsletter that takes me the next 2 hours. And it tells me, you know, I think it's like 5,000, 6,000 people that subscribe to the newsletter. So, and I get 4,000 people that read it every day. Compared to the Spotfiy audience, I can't believe that more people don't subscribe to the newsletter. It's amazing to me that you would listen to me in your car and not subscribe to the newsletter. 8/22 podcast. Today's forecast. Volatility. Yeah. Oh, were they? Hold on, I can't look on my screen with you guys, but I'd have to log in. Let me see. Seeking Alpha, and I think I can log in with my Google account. There we go. Let's see, Alpha Picks. Portfolio. Yep. So here, this is what's funny. The last 5 picks. So the one picked on 6/2, up 7.3%, 7.4% since picked. The one picked on 6/16, up 30% since picked. The one picked on July 1st, up 59% since picked. The one picked on July 15th, up 21% since picked. The one picked on August 1st, up 7% since picked. And the one picked on August 15th, which I went in big on, is only up 1.1%. But then the one picked on May 15th is down 11%. And what's funny about that, let me go in and look, because I haven't, on the 5/15, I wasn't sold on that particular pick. And so I waited for that one to buy it in the 4-hour algorithm. And I'm way up today. Wow. I mean, I'm not even this week, but that's a good move today. Let me see this one. And I set the 4-hour algorithm to buy this one. And so I bought just like last week, I got the buy on this one. So I've been waiting since May to buy that one. Now today that one's down. My position is up 1.74%. So buying on the 4-hour algorithm, I basically saved myself 11%. Now we are literally talking about $12 gain. $12 gain. And I'm down $3 today. So it's not like Alpha Pix is, you put 1% of your portfolio in there. And I didn't feel comfortable putting a ton into this one because it was already down. So I decided, okay, I'm going to make my way in there. It's about finding what works for you. And I have found that going back to, I'm not going to follow the exact portfolio. I'm going to hold everything in the portfolio, but not going back to, because this one back in May 15th is still a hold. It's not a buy. So, okay. And with that, I'm out of here. It's 9:47. I usually go till 10, but I got to start writing this thing. So you guys have a great weekend. I appreciate you. And hopefully this stays. I mean, just on the 4-hour, we don't have confirmation yet, but it's a good 2 candles. Yesterday's afternoon candle up 0.3%, and this morning's up 0.22. So it's not bad. I mean, again, 10 o'clock is when Powell speaks. So I'm going to go watch that. I suggest you guys watch it. Have a great day and have a great weekend. See you guys.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.